Hey, what up, friends? So I've got a brand new challenge that I'm going to take on, namely, so there's this trick that I first saw on Ryan Dean Ducham's Instagram a couple years ago, and I want to learn it. I've been wanting to learn it for quite some time now. So we're going to try that out today. Drex here from DrexFactor Poi, sharing with you the love of poi spinning and flow arts to benefit your body and brain. And today, I'm going to take on a trick I've been wanting to learn for years now. Before we dive in, I just want to give a quick shout out to the friends of the channel. Big thanks to Dark Monk, Flow DNA, Flow Fests, Flow Toys, Juggling Calling, Pyroterra Light Toys, Spinballs, and Ultrapoi for helping to make the videos on this channel possible. You can learn more about all these amazing companies and the work that they're doing to support flow artists like yourself by checking out the links that I've got down in the description of this video. And a special thanks to the first non-business friend of the channel, Johnny Howard. Thanks so much for your support, Johnny. So let me lay on a little bit of context here. Now, I first saw this trick popping up in Ryan Dean Ducham's Instagram feed a couple of years ago, and right away I knew that this was a thing that I wanted. As I understand it, I think that he learned it while he was traveling abroad through Russia. I don't know that for sure, don't quote me on that, but it looked so cool, especially the way it turns something that I already love and like adds that isolation-y effect to it. So I wanted it bad. And I've tried learning it several times over the years, never like super seriously. I've never like really thrown myself into it, but that is all changing. Now, two things have happened in the past year that have kind of been nudging me gently back towards this goal. The first, of course, is that there are two brand new tutorials that have happened in the past year on how to do this, one of which is a tutorial that is on the Patreon feed for Vojta Stolbenko. He advertised this with a video on Instagram. The tutorial is only available for people on his Patreon. I'm not one of them, but the advertisement video that he put out there still included enough juicy stuff for me to like want to dive in further. The other is that there's a Russian poi spinner by the name of Anton, and I cannot remember his last name right now, I'm sorry, but he posted his own tutorial on how to do this trick. So there's plenty of resources out there. I think now's the time. So what exactly is this thing and why does it fascinate me? Well, near as I can tell is it's a variation on the Archer Weave Fountain, which I'm a huge fan of already. But it diverges from the Archer Weave Fountain in a couple key regards. If I'm reading this right, a normal Archer Weave Fountain is essentially a couple flowers that have been mashed up together into a weave. Now, the key to this is that you basically have this tracer that goes over the top of your head and down under your armpits, where one arm is tracing the other. And of course, as you can see from this, that results in some cool flowery kind of movement with some awesome petals and everything. I'm a fan of this. But I think what's happening in this variation is that rather than having those arms simply trace back and forth along each other, the timing here is what is important. Namely, if you look at that moment where the hands are going to go overhead, you're waiting to do that until the poi overlap each other. When this happens, it's going to be the hand that's reaching out to native side that is going to do a point isolation to fold around the other arm, and then the arm that it has folded around is going to unfold out to its native side. The result of this being that both top and bottom, it looks like the two poi are isolating together around. This is my theory, at least. We'll see how I do on this. Because spoilers, I've tried learning this trick a couple times over the years, and I've never been terribly successful at it. For some reason, there's always something that eludes me in terms of like the momentum of the poi or the placement of the hands. There's just something there that doesn't quite fit together, and I've never been able to figure out exactly what. But now that I've got at least one tutorial to work from and at least 3 different videos that I can analyze and put through slow-mo, hopefully those days of not getting this are coming to an end. So let's go give it a shot. All right, so given that there is a tutorial for it out there and everything, let's go ahead and take a look at that, and that should hopefully help me dissect what I need to know in order to learn this trick. So, cool. I love the attitude here, just gonna say. So, first step. Cool, I can do that. Can also do that. So it's like a one pedal in spin put together with that static spin behind the head then. Huh, okay. Let's go back through and take a look at this in some more detail here. So see how we're getting that far out poi to match up with the closer poi. Bring them around, drop them on through, bring them around, drop them on through. So I'm noticing something kind of curious here that I want to double check against the video that I have of Ryan here. So as he's going across the top, look at how the outstretched arm is reaching behind the shoulder. So I feel like this is kind of a linear isolation, a hidden linear isolation in some respects, whereas when Anton's doing this, he's doing that linear isolation in front. I think what I may do then is go ahead and try this using Ryan's technique and see how that works for me, and then kind of compare that to what's going on here with Anton's technique. Because it looks like the move is the same. I swear it's the same move, but that entry looks different. And that's raising some question marks in my head.
Yeah, so after reviewing the game tape, it is very, very clear. These are two completely different tricks. Shit, is Vojta's gonna be different too? Well, that's another one to learn. Okay, I think we're gonna have to give this a rest for today. Come back tomorrow.
Hey friends, so it is the next day and I've been able to review all of my footage from yesterday. And this challenge turns out to be something completely different than what I thought it was. Starting with the fact that this is not an archer weave at all. This is a variation on a crosser, which just blows my mind. Let me talk you through this. So the big thing to notice here is simply that each hand only gets like a single beat on each side of the body. This is a contrast to if we were doing an archer weave in which we get 3 beats on each side of the body. That's the whole point of it being a weave. Now this completely changes the game for me because it means that this pattern is actually a lot less complex than I originally thought. Wow, okay, so this is a completely different trick than I thought it was, which is both a good thing as well as a bad thing. So let's start over from the understanding that this is a crosser and see where that gets us. Because now I'm really thinking about this in terms of there's 2 variants, or I guess technically 3 variants on this that I can get. There's Ryan's version, there's Anton's version, and there's Vojta's version, which appears to involve twisting the hands around in such a way that like the poi wind up on a somewhat separate plane than they do in the other 2 variations. So I got my work cut out for me, but I'm still going to try it. Let's get outside and see if we can nail all 3 versions of this today.
All right, so first order of business is getting down Ryan Dean Ducham's version of it. It's totally threatening to rain right now. So let's see if I can get Anton's version in before things start to open up on us. The top feels super weird. I think I'm gonna need to check the game tape here. Yeah, so it looks like my right-hand side and the top are both not terribly clean, but it is definitely starting to rain, so we're going to have to come back to this later. Hey, so it is several hours later, and I got a couple things done. Good news is it stopped raining. The bad news is that the sun is in the process of setting. So let us see if I can get these two last variations in before the sun goes away completely. Also, good Lord, welcome to the cicadas in DC. This shit is loud. Let's take a look at the game tape. Yeah, so the bottom edge of it is not what it should be. Let's try it again. All right, now it's time for Vojta's version, which is going to be a big challenge. Well, friends, I am real happy with my progress today. Let's go inside and shoot it in the studio.
Hey friends, so that wound up being a vastly deeper rabbit hole than I was expecting it to be. There were two really key takeaways, or I guess insights, that really helped in bringing all these pieces together. The first of those was really realizing that the first piece necessary for all of these is something that feels very much like a linear isolation to me, but is really just like the petal of an in-spin flower. The second is just that this move isn't and never was an archer weave fountain, or even trying to be, which is really cool. And goodness, I could have saved myself so many problems over the years by simply taking that approach from the start. This was an incredibly fun journey for me, and I hope it was a fun journey for all of you all out there to watch as well. Let me know, how close do you think I came? Are there still some pieces of this that I am missing? Let me know down in the comments. If you got anything out of this video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, both to help other people find this video and of course to help my channel grow. And real quickly, I also just want to put out a huge thank you, because this video would not be possible without the kind contributions of these amazing folks right here. These are my Flow patrons over on Patreon, and they, along with the wonderful people listed down in the description, help to make this video and all the videos on this channel possible. If you would like to sign up to support this mission of mine, bringing the love of poi spinning and flow arts to the wider world and helping people connect with their brains and their bodies as creative individuals, you can do so by heading on over to patreon.com/DrexFactorPoi and signing up. There you can get early access to all of my content, a say in what topics I tackle in the future, plus some awesome extras like, say, getting an exclusive lesson delivered to your inbox every week that is only available to my Patreon supporters. So go check that out. Please and thank you. Do you have a challenge you'd love to see me do? Do you think I still had some work to do on this one? Let me know down in the comments. I will also go ahead and link you to a playlist of other videos I've done where I have taken on a variety of different poi challenges down in the description or up on screen if you happen to be watching this video on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure and get outside and flow this weekend, because that's still a few days away, and I will see you with a new video on Friday. Thanks, and have a good one. Peace.